This rain has really been doing the garden some good. It's really nice because I haven't had to water near as much. Pull this big old weed out while I have a chance. You know, I put these fence posts out here and I had plans on kind of tying my tomatoes up as they grow. But with the several storms that we've had and the high winds, they've just kind of like blown them over. And they seem to be growing just fine, kind of sprawled out. That's one thing I kind of struggle with from year to year, is exactly what I should do with my tomatoes. You know, I've used cages in the past, and then they tend to grow out of them, and they end up sprawled out anyway. Then last year I tried the weave between the fence posts, and the twine broke, and they ended up sprawled out all over the place. And so, you know, this year, I'm just going to let them sprawl out all over the place and see how it goes. Where are you at? Oh, you're over there. Michael came out here to look at the garden, and he's always on the opposite end I am. I've been looking for him.
Pumpkins.
Yep, we have baby pumpkins.
Got one there, and then there's several in there. There's a bee.
Yep.
About 4 of the baby pumpkins I see so far.
And
5.
This thing was invaded with squash bugs. And I blasted it with a half a gallon of neem oil. The whole entire half gallon on this plant, and the squash bugs actually died. So far, the plant doesn't look too bad. I think all the leaf damage that's on there is what the squash bugs did. And it seems like there's new leaves coming back that are nice and green. But you know, I don't even see one living squash bug in there. Oh, there's one. Guess I spoke too soon.
There, he's not living anymore.
Oh, good deal. If you find any more, you can squish them for me. Oh, I see one down there. Unless it's dead. Oh, it's a dead one.
Pew, he stinks now that I squished him.
It's exactly one of the reasons I don't like squash bugs.
There's squash bugs right down there mating.
Yeah, we got a bunch of squash. Can you squash those too? Ew. It's disgusting. There's like a bunch of squash bugs in here yet because I haven't.
There's squash bugs on the squash.
Yeah, I haven't got blasted them with as much neem oil as I did the pumpkin because I just wanted to make sure that it would not harm the plant.
I don't see any more squid. There's one. Right there's a zucchini. The one I'm talking about.
Oh, zucchini. Oh, yeah, it needs to be picked. Ooh, squash bugs. I'll let you pick it.
Just come right off.
Third zucchini of the season so far.
There's another one growing. And there's a baby one right in there, see it?
Yep. There's a bunch of squash bugs in there too.
There's another one down in there. Good, maybe we can have a chocolate zucchini cake.
Yeah, maybe.
Gotta find somebody to make it.
Yeah, well, you got 2 hands.
I don't have I don't have the recipe.
I'll give you the recipe.
Holy cow, these are even a little bigger.
Yeah, there's
one
loaded.
There, up there.
Yeah, there's like a bunch down in there.
They'll make pie just as well.
No, these are like the minis. Because we had somebody throw away a bunch of mini pumpkins in with the leaves last year, and I think that's what these are sprouting from. Yeah, we got plenty of green ones. We just don't have any red ones yet, but they're going to be there soon. When they are, we're going to have a bunch. Like these over here are starting to turn. Watermelon patch is growing really well and starting to bloom. The cantaloupe patch is blooming too. And the sweet potatoes are growing nicely. The corn is really taking off.
The size of my zinnia there.
I know, and that good. It was a completely perfect one too. It was standing up all nice and straight until I ran over it with a garden hose.
Of course, there's some down on that down on that end that are huge.
Yes.
This is like a jungle in here.
Yep. There's like probably a ton of cucumbers that need to be picked.
And you were worried there wasn't anything pollinating in here.
I know. I just need to learn to be patient.
Is that Swiss chard?
Yep. I need to kind of like cut it back so it keeps growing.
Look how big that thing is. It's
ginormous.
yeah. Fitting my hand. There's another one. And they're just very, very pretty.
I think this is a good year for them. You know, a few years ago when she was really tiny, we had the grow light on in the house, and she would go in there and she'd plant zinnias all season long. I mean, clear throughout the summer she'd plant zinnias, and every time they came up and got so big, she'd run out to the garden and she'd just plant them. She planted them in with my tomatoes. They grew big like these did, and then she'd go out and pick bouquets of them and put them in the house on the table, and she just had a blast with it. And ever since then, she hasn't been able to grow them very well. And so this year, it's really nice to have them growing good again like this.
They're doing wonderful this year.
I'm going to take advantage of this and weed the corn. Well, the weeds pull out easy. There, I think that looks a lot better. Oh my gosh, look at that. Dead squash bugs is what I like to see.